Steve, and the league, the way the Big Ten is shaped up this year, it's paramount to win at home. Why do you think that's the case, and what do you think of the results of the league so far?
It's amazing. The league is amazing. I think Ohio State's in 13th place, and they're ranked 11th in the nation. Am I correct on that?
That's right.
So we should tell you a little bit about this league. I don't know how many teams are in the top net or what. I mean, I say that all the time, and there's a perfect example. You could be 11th ranked in the nation, and you could be 13th in the league. So,
12 in the top 40.
And 12 in the top 40 out of 14 teams. So it's a great league, obviously. Great coaches and players, and the home court advantages. These places are sold out everywhere you go. They're tough places. So it's Purdue yesterday, tough place to play, and league's going to be like that when you play 20 league games too. It's a monster every night. So that's the case, and we're just trying to go 1-0.
What do you think of Indiana?
I think they're really good. I think they're playing really good basketball too. Ohio State is not an easy team to play against. Coming out two good wins. Northwestern, Indiana, they got two big guys inside. Devontae Green, they got some guards. Al Durham, I love them. High energy, athletic, rebounding, post-up team. So very, very good post-up team. We haven't played one of those in a while.
You have a message for Miles Johnson after a game like that where he had the 2 fouls that were questionable in the first half, and the third one was ticky-tack, 30 feet away from the basket. He needs to stay on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, play him 12 minutes against, teams with front court size the way Illinois had it, and us too. He's young, you got to stay out of that, you're going to get a couple questionable ones, that's how it is. Got to stay off those bad ones, you can't get the reach in, you can't, because a couple of those others could have been 50-50. But you're always going to collect those, and that's why I would tell, guys got to be ready. I played, Duke and Shaq, and you got to be ready in these games. You never know what the obstacles you're going to face, and we faced that right away. As soon as he checked in, he seemed like he picked up a foul every time I subbed him in the game. So it was one of those games, and we need everybody.
How did you feel that Shaq and Duke did when they played more minutes against some guys that had 4 inches and 40 pounds on them?
Yeah, I mean, they're big and strong. I mean, an inch here or two doesn't matter. These guys are veteran guys. They're, I thought they did well. They really did, and it's not easy. You're wrestling with first-round draft picks, at Illinois, and Kofi is a problem. But they could play, and they just got to be ready. It just depends on the game and what it calls for. But Duke is, important in this game because their front court fouls guys. They collect fouls, so he's got to be ready, and so does Ron Harper, and so does Aquazi, and those guys got to be able to guard some guys around the basket.
Steve, in the past, in one-possession games and nail-biters, you've called Gio's number in a big spot. How do you go about assessing that now when he's not available?
Yeah, I mean, you got to figure out some different things. It's nice when, he has the basketball, but, I was real disappointed at the end, like giving up layups, and it never was, we had 2-point lead with 2:16 left, like, we gave up layups, like you can't win a game on the road when you do that down the stretch. And, in close games, we've been defending people, so the score never really matters. But, you got to get some good looks. You got to go with some different guys. All the things that you have in for a player aren't available anymore, so you got to, make some adjustments and put some new guys in new positions.
How is Gio, and when does the cast come off, do you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's just been a journey. He's going to see a doctor, so we'll know more. A lot of it's him and his healing, and then when he gets back, he's got to be able to take some wax and all that stuff. So, I'm not worried until they tell me, until the doctor says he's ready. We just keep going.
When does he see the doctor?
I mean, coming up.
Okay.
Yeah, soon. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly, but next day or two.
Paul Mulcahy's defense, has he been farther along than you expected he would be?
Yeah, I mean, Paul's been really good. He's a really good team defender too. So Paul does a lot of good things for us. So happy his progress. I think Jacob Young and Paul have been great energy guys off the bench and given us huge lift, and that's been really important to us. They both bring a different skill set. So he's getting better and better, Paul, and he studies film. He does a lot of things that help that process. So I'm pleased with him. He's the only freshman. It's tough sometimes, but he's getting better.
How's the team mentally and handling the success they've had and the accolades they've gotten?
Yeah, you always worry about that. They're on the phones a lot, and just trying to, we're picked 12th, so just trying to keep them focused on the stuff that's really important. And it's being ready to play against Indiana. Like we got a huge journey here and against all ranked and good teams. So try to eliminate some of that. So far down the road, got to just keep playing good basketball, play together, and play hard. This league is humbling and hard, and if you get too far down the road, you're really in trouble. So I hope they're putting their phones down. I try to tell them that all the time. The phones never help them make a jump shot, and they never help them prepare for the game, and they never help them play defense. So they really don't do a lot other than distract your mind from the focus that you need to have.
Do you sense that the message is getting through to them?
Yeah, I mean, we're just so young,
right?
So can't control the phones, but hopefully they're listening to the guys that have been through it a while, myself and our staff, and know what the journey is, and the journey's not over until the end of the year. So we'll see.
Steve, not that you're a dinosaur, but when you played back in in UConn days, cell phones, internet, all that type of stuff, you didn't have those distractions. How did you get through it back then and through?
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel excited for the guys. I think this is a hurdle that I know how it was without them.
Yeah.
They don't know that. I used to just have to worry about Coach Calhoun, and I say this all the time. My mom would say, "Great game, no matter how I played." And Coach Calhoun, one guy to please. Now there's so much other things that don't matter. Like I just wish they could help them more, but they can't. Just take your mind away and thinking about things that you shouldn't. But they've never known life without them, so I know what it was like without them and with them. So I'm a little different in that way. And I just think the bus trips were better. I think everything was better, but it's here to stay. So you just try to make sure that they're listening to the things that are going to help them do well in school and help them be better people and help them be better basketball players. Like that's important, and try to get them focused on that.
Steve, have you heard from Calhoun lately? He just had a milestone win, I think.
He's the best. Yeah, I talked to him the other day. Right after the Penn State game. So 900 wins. He's
still going.
Oh, he's amazing, and I just say to him all the time, I'm amazed, at his age, and he has the same. He's like, it's just like playing Indiana, no matter who he's playing, or just like playing, Georgetown in the Big East, and he approaches every game that way. Loves coaching. And 900 wins. I said, Coach, I'm just trying to go 1-0, and he's like 900 wins. He's passing this guy and that guy, and I'm just very thankful that I can have a guy like him to talk to that has, been through all the different things that he's been through as a coach and building programs and what have you. And he's building another program now. They're getting really good. And they're only in their third year of basketball.
What do you have to say to you?
Yeah, no, he watches every game.
Okay.
So he just talks about the crowd and talks about the rack, and we've talked many times about the rack, and he's the one that said it's the hardest place and I said we're getting there too with it, and I want to really be excited because we're having another sellout. So I want to thank Rutgers Nation, and the place is going to be packed again for Indiana, which I love, and he talks a lot about that, and then he talks about family and all those other things. So it's great that we have that kind of relationship, and I'm very thankful for it.
You mentioned earlier you hope the kids listen to you and the staff. You've been through it before. How challenging is it? I know you have a quasi, but when you have a team where none of them have really been through this before, as opposed to how you approach it when you have a veteran.
Yeah, no, I think that's really challenging too. And plus, they're really young, So we started 4 sophomores the other day, but they're great kids, and you just try to get them to stay focused amongst all the distractions. The phone just being a huge one that we didn't have when we were younger. Try to just keep them in the gym and film and doing the things that will help them play better. It's not always the words that people are saying to make you play. No, it's the work that you put in that's going to make you play better, and it's the focus that you have on the film and the details that are going to make you better. And staying healthy too. I think the phones keep them away from sleeping too, and that's a big part of it too. You got to get your rest. You got to take care of your body. I mean, Miles is coming down the hall right now, and he's got to run up and down with some big lumber on. In the Indiana game. So your body's got to, and you got to get that rest too. So that's a part that I think the phone takes away from that too. So I think that's an important part of what they have to deal with that, they have to deal with.
And more on the Indiana game, you've had a lot of early turnovers building up in the first half, and you got this kid Finney that has like 2 steals a game. How do you go about cutting down the turnovers?
Yeah, I mean, we had 11 the other day, like you're going to have turnovers. I mean, Ron had an unusual day, but now he's number 1 on the scouting report without Gio being around. That hasn't been, as big. You like to have 0 turnovers, but that's not who we are, and I let them play a little bit. But, you got to just take care of the basketball, be more locked in, better ball movement, better spacing, all those kind of things. But we've had games where we've done great, handling the ball. I got a lot of ball handlers, too, so I put the ball in a lot of people's hands, so guys have chances to turn the ball over. But, we got to rebound and defend against these guys. We got to do a great job of running the floor. And, we're excited. We're excited the rack's going to be packed, and, excited where our program is, and try to get some guys healthy, and, we'll continue this journey.
I see.